What up? NFL Week 11 was fun. We knew we had some big primetime games, and they kind of lived up to the hype. Thursday night didn't really so much. Bengals, Ravens just had too many injuries to really be a fun game. But let's talk about all of the games because there's plenty to talk about again this week. Starting last night. That's why I waited. Usually I do my weekly recap on Monday mornings, get this video out before Monday Night Football, but I wanted to wait this week because I was so excited for this game. It was the game that most people have been waiting for all season long. A rematch of the Super Bowl. Two of the best teams at the time were both on the top of their conferences again. But no, I mean, wow. Just a fun one. A fun one. Even though it was a little bit sloppy, a lot of mistakes were made. But you know what? And I mean, none bigger than the missed catch, right? By MVS down the stretch. Oh, man, that hurts. It hurts. Call it how you want. These drops are getting out of hand for the Chiefs. They've been plagued. Way too many mistakes. Drops and turnovers. It's what's killing them. And it really hampered them tonight. I mean, they keep winning football games, but I think this game showed that if they don't fix their drops, if they don't fix their turnover ratio, they're not gonna win in the playoffs. And the Eagles, I mean, they proved to be the best team in the league without even playing their best brand of football. Jalen Hurts said that. DeAndre Swift, I think, said that. Devontae Smith said that. Coach Sirianni said that. Everybody's like, man, we're not even at our peak. And they're not. They really aren't. Their line on both sides of the ball didn't really play amazing. And that's usually, and I mean, that's again what I said was going to be a big factor as well in this prediction. Eagles would dominate both sides of the line, and they really didn't. Honestly, the Chiefs won both sides, and they still lost the game because of the turnovers and because of the drops. So the Eagles, they got to put a full game together. They got to run the football. They got to run the football better. And I think they're figuring that out. They're using Jalen a little bit more last night than they have. Because you can't have an elite passing game without an elite running game. So they'll put it together. But that's enough for Monday Night Football, man. What a game. What a game. I loved it. Game of the year, honestly. Sunday Night Football was a fun one. Whether you were a fan of seeing Broncos, Vikings, and primetime football, it was a good game. 21-20, came down to the last play again. Josh Dobbs, he battled, but, fell short. That Broncos defense is suffocating. Russell Wilson is playing a great brand of football. He leads the league in interceptions to touchdowns right now. Okay, he leads the league up there in passing touchdowns as well. So don't be hating on no Russell Wilson anymore. Okay, he figured it out. Cortland Sutton is a dog. He's been balling out, making huge plays at the end of the past 2 weeks. So, man, great to see the Broncos playing well. So really, we'll see what the Broncos do. They really got to put a few more games together. But this has been a tough few weeks for them, and they've done well. I mean, really, they honestly have. So I'm excited to see if they can continue this and really make a push for the playoffs, because the Chargers are kind of out of it. They're disappointed. I mean, I still had hope, but losing to Green Bay, that kind of, again, drops, miscues, injuries have been a big thing for the Chargers as well. Austin Eckler not being that RB1 we were hoping for. Now with Nick Bosa out, these drops, receivers being unreliable, it's just, man, I'm giving up on the Chargers. Honestly, I'm giving up on the Chargers. And so the Broncos really might have a chance here. Vikings, let's talk about them real quick before I move on. They fall, but they're still in the playoff picture, man. Josh Dobbs didn't play awful. I mean, the team just wasn't good with Kirk Cousins either. Don't forget that. So, hey, and they put up a good game. 20 points on that Broncos defense isn't bad. I mean, Patrick Mahomes didn't do that. Okay, so we still have faith in the passion up. Kyler Murray, CJ Stroud, they duel in a fun one. Both tossing the rock around. A couple bad interceptions in there, especially for Stroud. Some of them weren't entirely his fault. I mean, they could have been better placed balls, but, not the best. And I saw his post-game presser, and he said, man, I'm going to keep slinging it. That's what I do. We learn, but we keep slinging it. Shoot or shoot. And so CJ Stroud has quickly become one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL, and it's fun to watch him. He's just definitely in MVP conversations. And let's see what the Texans could do, man. I mean, they're in the playoff hunt. Can they really make it? They might as well. They don't have their first-round pick. Will Anderson's look great as well. So great draft for the Texans, honestly. When you include Nico Collins, Tank Dell, I mean, man, good job down there for that first-year staff. Let's go back to Thursday Night Football real quick. It was a great run from Cincinnati. They went crazy for a few weeks now, but it's over, right? It's over. Joe Burrows done for the season. That wrist is gone. Jamar's been battling injuries. T. Higgins hasn't been good. That defense hasn't been good. I think it might just be over. It might be over. Just kind of, chill out, go get a decent pick, come back next year. Hopefully they can keep their guys under contract, but really it's over for the Cincinnati Bengals in my eyes. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, they had a bunch of scary injuries this week, including those 3 by that one Bengal linebacker who, I can't remember his name, is under scrutiny. I don't think he's a dirty player by any means, but still scary, still sucks to see Lamar go down, Mark Andrews possibly out for the year, and Odell Beckham. Got the job done. Lamar Jackson still going to be doing his thing. I'm glad he came back and played. Hopefully that injury won't hold him back too much. So, keep an eye on the Ravens. The Bills offense bounced back heavy, man. They needed that. The Jets is a good defense. We can talk all the crap we want on their offense, especially now with the benching of Zach Wilson, though I don't think he's really to blame, and I don't think the Jets are going to turn around very much. I don't think Zach Wilson is at fault. The Jets also have one of the worst lines in football and the second most drops in the NFL, only behind the Chiefs, who have been absolutely horrendous. It is not all Zach Wilson's fault, but I don't mind Saleh changing it up, trying to light some new energy under his guys, bringing in Tim Boyle. So we'll see how that goes. But the Bills, they're going to be fighting for their playoff chances. I mean, this is good to see. They made a change. They fired their offensive coordinator. That offense looked smoother, was humming against a very good Jets defense. That is very good to see. I'm excited to watch the Bills. Zach Wilson, we'll see what he can do. Raiders battle, but they followed the Dolphins in a very close game. Their defense played really well. Need to see a little bit more from Tua and the guys, but, this is a good one. Rams steal one from Seattle, while the Giants steal one from Washington. Really hurting a couple NFC playoff teams. Rams, they like making noise. They're not a horrible team. They really aren't. Geno Smith is just too mediocre for me to really be confident in the Seahawks, especially with how bad that running game has been this year. It's just tough to see. But, both these teams I expect to bounce back. Sam Howell had one of his worst games of his young career with 3 interceptions, only 1 touchdown passing, but he did pick up another one on the ground. So, not as, man, Giants really had the Commanders' number and really was holding the Commanders back from a good playoff run. If they had 2 more wins, man, they'd be looking really nice. The Cowboys continue to roll. Bryce Young still isn't flashing much of anything. The Steelers finally fire Matt Canada after a loss to the Browns. Couldn't outscore a backup Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I figured out his name, thank goodness. Kenny Pickett just got outplayed. A first-round, top 10 pick got outplayed by a late-round rookie. Ridiculous. The Lions squeezed one out against the Bears, and Justin Fields returned, who actually looked pretty decent for missing a few games. Hey, Justin Fields, he's playing for something. He doesn't want no Caleb Williams up in here. Justin Fields, is he doing enough? We'll see. We'll see if he can keep the Bears intact. We gave the Lions a battle, but the Lions still hold that second spot in the NFC right now, which is crazy to see. Crazy to see. I never thought the Lions would be good in my lifetime. The 49ers roll. The Jaguars bounce back from their loss to the 49ers with a great offensive performance. Beating the Titans pretty handily. And, we're getting closer to these playoff games, man. Divisional rivals are beating up on each other, really trying to separate themselves from the pack. While in the NFC, they're trying to bring them back down. Giants pulling down the Commanders, Rams pulling the Seahawks. It is so fun to watch. Trevor Lawrence looked really good against the Titans, and which is great to see after what happened against the Niners. But the Niners defense is back, baby. They are back. The Buccaneers put more points than the Jaguars did, though. But it's fun, man. Football's fun, man. And football is so fun. Every week we get to watch a ton of great games. We talk about it for a whole week. And nothing better. Nothing better. It continues. We've got 3 games on Thanksgiving Thursday. As we always do, we're going to be seeing the Lions battle as always, the Cowboys battle as always, and a couple other teams that I don't really remember right now. But that's okay. 30 football games on Thanksgiving. Nothing better than family, food, and football, right? And then we got a Black Friday game as well with the Jets taking on the Dolphins. And then, of course, we got Sunday. So it should be some great games coming up. The season's coming to a close, and we're here for it. It's getting intense, man.